Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Good morning, everyone. Hello. Welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. Oh, yeah. There's a picture of the day. This one is very old. Very old picture. But I like old pictures anyway. I like old pictures, yes. I do. Okay, guys, so what I want to work on today is the continuation of the... yeah, this was a test on the new Yulbar model. I want to continue with pets and... right? So we discussed a bit these options the other day, and I think I made up my mind that yes, option 1 is the best one. So we will go with option 1. I don't know what is this looking for a game to capture, but anyway. Anyway. What a volume. I added a new game to the music, which is Path of Exile. So we may get some Path of Exile music. Actually, I restarted playing it a bit recently. I mean, not a lot, just like a few hours, but it is a nice game. I like the idea of the gems in the weapons and their affinity. I mean, it's a bit complex, but I think it's an interesting idea. And I also like the talent tree. They can go in many different directions. But anyway, at the end, I think that what we settled on is option number 1. I think that option 3 is really a bad idea. Option 2, I think could be a good idea, but at the end is a bit annoying for the players, and I think is also annoying for me because I will have to, you know, everywhere in the code say like, oh, is this pet active, is this pet not active? So we are basically introducing a mechanic that at the end I don't even know how we're gonna use it, right? So I don't think the active inactive is any good. I don't think it is. So at the end we go with option 1, right? So option 1 requires that I basically undo what I did previously, but it's very, very simple because we just have to drop yeah, I just have to drop this. So we are not gonna do this anymore, right? And yeah, so let's do it on the database directly so that we remove that. So I did it on character relationships, right? So character relationships, yes. Maybe we will need it in the future, right? But I mean, we will need this additional information. We will need this additional information table, but column, but character relationships, right? Character relationships. So we have the one in plane shift, and we have the one in. You know what I was thinking? If we should download JetBrain a SQL editor and see how it looks. If it's looking better than that, because actually we have the product. They gave it to me. So maybe we should start to use it. I don't know. I should learn it one day. Let me see if we did it in prod or not. Probably the answer is no. Yeah, I did it in prod as well. So we delete this. And we save. Okay, so there will be no change. Let me just check. What was the name of that tool? What was the name of that tool? I think it was data grip. I think it was data grip. Data grip. I mean, we can try it. We can try it. I mean, if we don't try, we don't know if it's good or not, and if we like it or not, right? The only problem is, how the hell do I? Huh. Good point. I need to understand our JetBrains license to what is connected. So it seems to be connected to info@planeshift.it. That seems to be the account that we have used for the JetBrains stuff. Okay. Data grip. Okay, I got it. I got it. How do I guess I have a okay, download zip, download Windows here. We can put it under downloads. Seems to be a good idea. It's only 500 megabytes. So let me launch it. Because I mean, I really like dbeaver, is nice, but multiple database management is very annoying. So, and we always switch between two different databases. Okay, there is the data grip setup. I think I want to put it in a completely different place. Would be nice to put it. I think we have a lot of space in F. So I think if we can put it under, yeah, develop data grip would be nice. Create shortcut, no. I think we had a developer. No, we don't have a developer. I think I had, but okay, let's leave it under JetBrains and that's it. This data grip, I think we can learn a bit about it, but it should be JetBrains data grip overview. Let me understand it a second. Well, maybe I should have looked at the overview before installing it.
Hello. This is the first part of our video overview of DataGrip, the SQL IDE from JetBrains. We'll tell you about what DataGrip can do and how it can save you time, and we hope it will be useful for you. This is what the DataGrip UI looks like. On the left side of the screen, you can see the databases tree, which includes all the data sources you work with. It's quite easy to add a new data source. In fact, let's do that now. When you add a new data source, you'll see that DataGrip supports lots of databases, from the very popular SQL databases like Oracle or MySQL, to some no SQL data sources like Cassandra or MongoDB. One important thing before we start. I'll be saying the shortcuts that work on macOS. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see the shortcuts for Windows and Linux. Often they're the same or pretty similar, but occasionally they're completely different. We will be working with the PostgreSQL data source, but nearly everything we will show you today is available for all the databases we support. When we create the new data source, we specify its name and input the port. We don't put anything special into the host field because the database is on the local host, but we should input our credentials. Then I click Test Connection to make sure that everything is okay. We can go to the Options tab and, for example, tick the Read Only checkbox. When this option is selected, DataGrip will not let you make any changes to your data source, which is extremely useful when you're working with a production data source. There are many other options here, like Keep a Live Query, Disconnect after some time, and more. In the SSH SSL tab, you can specify the SSH tunnel or SSL certificate for your connection. And in the Schemas tab, you can choose which particular schemas or databases you would like to see in your database tree. This option can really come in handy if you have a lot of them. When I click OK, I see my new data source added to the database tree on the left-hand side of the screen. When I expand all the nodes, I see my tables, views, and routines, along with all the other objects. And when I click on this one of three button, I can again choose which schemas and databases I want to see in the tree, and which ones I don't. There's also a speed search, which will help you find the objects you need.
Wait a second, so if you do plus data source, and then we do MariaDB or anyway MySQL, which is the same. I don't know if it's different to select MySQL here or to select MariaDB. I mean, they are basically compatible in terms of protocols and everything. I think at the moment I have installed MySQL, right? It's MySQL 8, so is I think I assume I'm not 100% sure, but I think yeah, is MySQL. Name at localhost, general localhost, port, user and password, JDBC option, SSL, schema advanced, I don't know. I think we enter with a root user. And download missing driver files. JDBC driver not found. Missing key map. Install Visual Studio 22 key map. What do you mean? Parent key map. I don't need any key map. So connection cancelled. Connections cancelled. Okay. Let me just relaunch it a second, because maybe considering we had to install show usage. You can view the list of all usage of a table across the project. Quickly navigate to the selected item. I need to drink something. I choked myself with nothing. I choked myself with nothing. We are trying to learn this new tool. 1 second, let's see. Place the caret symbol and press show usages. Okay, that was just a tip. I mean, why it doesn't connect? He complains about this key mapping. I don't understand what it means, but let's load this key map. Key map Visual Studio 22. It's kind of weird, but anyway, he downloaded it now. So can I get my connection going or not? Root. I don't know. We connect. I think we connect with empty password. I don't even know. I don't remember if on this PC I even have a password, right? For the sequel part. Oh yes, there is. Ah, okay. Yeah, there is a password actually. Okay, let's try again now. So maybe it was the password issue. Confirm closing all existing connection. Yes. I think we just didn't have the proper password then. Okay, so now here the problem is that what the? You can select the schema you want to see. Okay. That makes sense. So at the moment, let's say that we want to work only with these two schemas, right? We don't need anything else. Okay, I have my tables and I have my table. So what I was trying to do, I was trying to get my, okay, let me see if I go my character relationship, right? Which was what we were looking at, right? So if I open, because my main issue is this, right? If I have character relationship open from this schema and I have character relationship open from the other schema, right? They are super confusing, right? All the time I don't know who is who and I cannot really keep them in separate. So to me the best would be that these two would be in separate tabs or separate, right? So that they show. If I do multiple rows, what does it do? No. Always show qualified names for database object in tab titles. Yeah, I think he has the same problem. I mean, he's putting the database name at the beginning, which is kind of nice, but another way maybe would be to open another one. Can I open another one? No. Yeah, I think he has the same problem. He has exactly the same issue. He has the same issue. Cannot keep. Let me see. Maybe there is a way. Yeah, maybe there is a way. Split right. Split and move right. Split right. Ah, that's not bad. It is not bad, meaning that I can keep my plane shift prod 2 in this side. So I see the prod 2 here and I see the normal one here. So I can always compare one with the other. Yeah, that could be a good idea actually. Okay, let's try to use it a bit. I mean, obviously I will have to do a tutorial on it because just trying to use it without... So I will have to listen to this guy for 40 minutes, right? But...
For example, when I type PAY, I see the tables that begin with these three letters. But I can also use abbreviations. For example, if I type PPO1, DataGrip will treat this as an abbreviation and locate the corresponding table. It is important to keep in mind that a matching database object will only be highlighted if its node is already open. To keep your data sources organized, it's a good practice to put them into groups. If you press F6 on a data source, you can put it into an existing group or create a new one. There's also an option to hide the objects you don't need. For example, in our schema, we have several tables that begin with the word payment, and these tables are actually the partition tables for the payment table. Let's imagine we don't want to see them in the tree. In this case, we go to the Schemas tab in the data source properties and specify the regular expression that will hide these tables. By the way, the connection between various tables in your schema can be displayed in a diagram. Just invoke the context menu and choose Show Visualization. This will build a big diagram.
Nice. Ah, nice. Ah. What was it? Show. Wait, I missed it. That could be interesting, actually. What did it do? Show visualization.
Can be displayed in a diagram. Just invoke the context menu and choose
Public diagrams. Public diagrams. What? Confusing the two, bro. Public diagrams. Here I have tables. I don't have public diagrams. Show diagram. It's fine. He's building something. Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah, it's not connecting, I think, some of the tables because they are actually not connected with foreign keys, right? Yeah, they are not. Well, we should have some, right? Yeah, like this one, for example, is connected with a foreign key. There is some stuff which is actually, like here we have item stats. Okay, nice. Well, that is nice. I mean, it's nice as documentation now. Okay. No, that's interesting, but...
Show visualization. This will build a big diagram based on your schema. You can zoom in and out to explore all the relations. The cursor on the data source and press Command-C. An XML snippet will be created on your clipboard. You can then just paste this XML snippet as a new data source in a database tool window, either inside the same IDE or in some other JetBrains IDE. The only thing you will need to specify again is the password, because that isn't copied with the data source. Color settings. You can specify the color for any data source, which is quite handy for every
colors
menu of the data source. Let's create a simple query to fetch the data. The simple select query can be performed really quickly. Just type SEL, press tab, choose the needed table, and here we are. The mechanism I just used is called live templates. These press tab, choose the data, open. But if you want to open it again, you should go to the context menu of the data source.
New query console. Well, actually, colors may help with the problem I was saying before. So if I can have this a separate, a specific color, and this one another color, maybe we can more easily, you know, identify it. Now I don't know if I can do it on the wall database or I have to do it on the specific table, but yeah, anyway, I already lost how to do it. New query console. Yeah, for example, here he put the console in the wrong side, but it's okay. I mean, he may not know probably, but did I want, you know? Yeah, so this will be the console for prod 2. Yeah, this is pretty nice though, that you can switch the console here. That's very nice. So I can have my console here and my console here. So if I do select star, wait, what is going on? Can I go back? GG. Please, bro. Select star from characters where I don't know, name equal to Talad, and then I run it. I did it. Yeah, we don't have one actually. Why can I go back? This is so annoying. I cannot. Ah! What the hell? Yeah, Cranican. Cranican is this guy. I mean, the font is super small for me. I think we will have to change the font a bit. But apart from that, I think it looks nice. exactly. I think control, right? It does the trick, but I would like to have it as a default so that it's not per. Right? If I make this one very small and this one big, I think that yeah, each one has its own font. I think it would be nice to have one only. Actually, this two seems to go together. Everything that you have on screen goes kind of together. No? Well, I don't know. Yes and no. I mean, hello, Hula. Good afternoon. I'm trying this new tool and seeing if I want to use it. I mean, at the beginning, obviously, it's very confusing because it's something I never used, so I'm confused already. But I like the fact that you can have a console by. So I think I will force myself to use it a bit and see if we like it or not. Yeah, I think this is what I will do. Okay. So what we were doing, now I lost my train of thoughts on everything else, but yes, what we were doing, we were going with option 1, so I removed that, and then a few other things that we did, we decided to extend the race ID, no, the pet evolution table with the race ID, so that we have by race which kind of evolution they may have, right? So, and this should be read. Yeah, I obviously default to that now. Please, can you go? Thank you. So we did it. What? Import. No, I don't want to import anything. What is this? You crazy? Why? So if I go if I go pet evolution, right? Pet evolution. Yeah, the only problem is that it's not. You see that it's not opening it in the right because it doesn't know. Actually, that was just my reasoning. You know that pet evolution is on this side and pet evolution is. So that is just my reasoning, but because I have to work with two databases at the same time, right? So that's pretty much the problem. But yeah. A new tool still in the pack. Yeah, is in the same pack of JetBrains that they gave us. They gave us all their products, so we have every product that they make, which is nice. And it's basically the SQL editor, right? So it's a SQL editor, and I'm trying to understand if I like it or not. I mean, I like the fact that is by default dark theme, and you have this ability to split your view on two sides, which is very nice. And so I could have, if I do it right and I'm not messing up, right, I could have on my right side the production and on the left side the dummy database, and so I can actually compare them. Like now I can see, what I modified here and what I modified here, right? And yeah, exactly. So for example, here I have the race ID, and here I don't have, in the right side I don't have the race ID, right? So because I was testing it this way. So now the concept would be that a pet has a number of evolution stages, right? And those evolution stages are actually read by, I would like to read them by race, while at the moment I'm not reading them by race, right? When we read a pet evolution today, when we read pet evolution, which is actually inside pet manager, yeah, At the moment we read it without the race. So let me see. What do? We put it into pet evolution stage. Pet evolution stage and pet abilities, because here I was doing this was already a join between the two tables, right? Yep. This was a join between pet evolution and pet abilities. Pet evolution and pet abilities. Pet evolution and pet abilities. And I was going by evolution stage. Yeah, but this now doesn't work anymore. This does not work anymore. I mean, or I filter by race first. Yeah, I have to filter by race first. There's no way. So I need to read the records by race. And I need to store my record by race. Otherwise it doesn't work. So this query, I mean, the query itself can be okay as long as we consider that the evolution of a race is in the same sequence, right? So that they are all consequential one to the other, and then when I change race, I change race, so I can do that check. But then in terms of data here, how do I keep it? Because at the moment I have one variable only, which is evolution stages, but in theory I should have a kind of a T-map by race that then inside of it as an evolution stages, right? So we need an evolution stages by race, pretty much, right? Now the only question is if we have abilities that are actually shared between different races. If we have abilities that are shared between different races, that's interesting. I would like to avoid reloading the same ability, you know, over and over for all the races. I would like to point to the same ability, but if we want to do that, then we need another table, which is basically, so we need one table that lists all the abilities, and then we need one table that is telling us which race is enabled to one particular ability, right? So basically the schema is very different. The schema, let me think about it. So we have evolution stage, right? In evolution stage, I think is really race dependent. So in reality, race ID is the master, right? So race ID, for example, is 34, which is the Yulbar, I think, right? And it's 91, that is the Rivnak, right? So this is the primary entry point. Then inside this entry point, I have evolution stages, right? And for example, here I have baby, child, adult, while here I only have adult, right? Because this guy is born adult. Then I have abilities, right? And for example, abilities are memorize phrase, right? Or location. Let's say memorize a location. So let's assume for a second that both of these guys can use this ability, right? So I need I cannot have like I have now an abilities list which is divided by evolution stage, right? Is impossible. So I need a cross table, right? I need an intermediate table that is telling me which races, no, even more than that, which evolution stages, right, are, because yeah, are connected to each ability. So because in evolution stages, I think this is the evolution stage ID. So I am anyway in good shape to say 50, right? 50, this line 50 corresponds to a specific ability, right? So yeah, I think I need an intermediate table, which is called pet evolution abilities or something like that, or pet, because this is pet all possible abilities. Now the other question would be, if I change abilities, then I need another race. Yeah, but I think it's okay. I think it's fine. I think I can have another race for each variation of my creature. Yeah, I think that's kind of fine. So I think all the definition tables are called, so for example, I don't know, like character variables, right? Or character traits. So we have a table that is called traits, which is the definition of all the traits, and then we have character traits, which are the connection between the traits table and the character table. So in this case, the problem is that here we already have pet. Or we call it pet evo 2 abilities, something like that. Yeah. So I need another table in between that is called, for example, pet evo abilities. The best would be evolution abilities, but it's freaking super long. So I think we can have an intermediate table evol abilities, which just has the evolution ID, which in this case, for example, for the baby Yulbar is 1, and for the child Yulbar is 10, and so on, right? So this evo ID, right? This evo ID will be the connection between the two. So that is the column name actually. And so here we would say evo ID ability ID, right? So and so because if we do it this way, it's way cleaner, right? Memorize a location will be memorize a location. I mean, in theory, we could also put it here, but then would be a lot of duplicated lines, no? Yeah, it would be. So I think I prefer to have it in a separate table. So that the abilities are pure abilities. And we can add then prerequisite, well... Mm. Storage. Is this ability allowing the pet to store items? Nah, I think it should be a separate. I think that's a bad idea. Yeah, because then I don't know. Am I doing it with? Nah, if I search phrase, is a bit crazy. Hello, Parker. Hey, welcome, welcome. We are trying to refactor a bit our pet data and pet design, because at the moment it's not very good. I mean, it's just the first version of it, but it doesn't really look great. So I'm trying to understand if I can restructure it in a better way. So this will be the linkage between the evolution ID and the ability ID, right? And this will not be race dependent because the race is already here, right? Because we have evolution by race. And if we have two evolution stages with the same name, I think it's okay. The problem is, how do we know how much experience is needed for that particular evolution stage? I0 already, experience required. Okay, fantastic. Okay, fantastic. And we have scale and mesh. Yep. I think it's okay, pretty much. I think it's okay. So yeah, I need this intermediate table, right? I need this intermediate table that is keeping track of the connection between this side and this side, right? That at the moment I don't have. The name I think is okay. Pet evo abilities I think is kind of fine. So we have pet abilities, pet evolution, and then we have pet evo abilities, which is the one that is putting the two together, right? So the only thing I need here, I need my abilities ID name, and then the rest is the same, but this we already have, right? Because abilities, they have their own ID. I need to remove the race though, because on ability, because I will have this additional table, right? Because ability are generic. Now you may say, can you have an ability that works differently from one race to the other? Can you have? Well, like I say, your pet can search. And maybe can search different type of creatures based on the race. Well, in that case, I think we will create a variation of the ability. We will create a search for, normal creatures, search for special creatures, search for large creatures. I mean, we will create additional abilities for each. And I think that would be... that would be the best. Yeah. Yeah. I have my audio down, that's why. That's why the music was a bit quiet. Okay, I think I made up pretty much my mind on this. So we need to drop the race ID from pet abilities, and we have to do it on the two databases. I don't know if I did it here already or not. No, I didn't do that. I didn't have the race added here, so I think it's okay. So we can just drop it from here, right? So if I go... how do I edit a table? Can I just drop race and that's it? I don't know. Probably is not done this way. Probably is not done this way. Probably modified table. Yeah, but I'm on the wrong one. Isn't there a modified table directly? No. That would have been nice. That's fine. So we have to drop the race ID. Okay. So in our DLL schema, this doesn't exist anymore. Eh? We are only adding the race to pet evolution, right? We need to change that, and then I need a new table. Then I need a new table, and this table will be called pet evo pet. I don't know why I cannot go back in this editor. What is going on? Why I cannot go back? This is so weird. So you can only select and type again, and you cannot. I cannot backspace, right? I cannot backspace. This is so weird. I can select and override, but I cannot backspace. I mean, what the fuck? Reinstall the keyboard drivers. What the fuck? No, it was not. I think he imported probably the key map. You know when we said import key map? And I think probably he did it. Anyway, let me create this table and then we will see. Pet Evo abilities. cannot go back. It's so weird. Keeps the link between evolution stages and abilities. Columns. Okay. So we need a Evo ID, which is an int. Yes, it cannot be null, and points to pet evolution ID. Points to pet evolution ID. Yeah, it's correct. Yes. Yes, and then we have ability ID. Can go back. Ability ID, which points to pet abilities ID, right? And it's not null as well. I mean, if you want, we could have a key that is one or the other, because they cannot ever be duplicates, right? Right? Yeah, exactly. So this is our new. What? Please. This is our new table. Billy. Jesus. That is ridiculous. That I cannot, you know. Backspace. Let me see what is going on. I think he imported some weird. Now finding it would be nice. Settings. Keyboard. Some key map. Yeah. Key map. Backspace or something. Backspace. Okay. Oh Jesus! Finally. Yeah, it works now. I don't know. I mean, it was not deleting stuff, but now it seems it does. Okay, so I think it's whatever he imported, right? Let me check one second one thing, because there is a guy that wants to recover his account, and he doesn't have access to the old email. And let me just check one second if by any chance there is a way to do this. If there is enough information, I have to do it on the other screen, because I will have to open the accounts table and all of that, so you should not see the stuff. So let me see. The information I have. It's not much. Well, there is the name and last name, which is nice. There's a name and last name. And then let me see just is there an IP? Is there a logged IP? Yeah, there is a logged IP, but it's 10 years ago, so maybe and the last check that we can do, wait a second, I'm on the other screen. The last check that we can do is count ID equal to this. I'm just trying to do my job of recovering all the accounts the proper way. I know it's a bit annoying, but okay, done. Okay, I'm back with you. Okay, so what we were saying? Yes, we have to create. So we created the other table. So now we have pet. We have pet abilities. We have pet evolution, and we have pet evo abilities. So in our new world, right? In our new world, pet evol. So we say, for example, that our Yulbar can go baby, child, junior, adult, and elder, right? And here is changing his mesh. Okay, and this is the experience required. And we say that instead, the Rivnak guy, is only one evolution, so he basically cannot evolve, right? So inside the pet abilities, for example, we say that evolution stage. So here we have a bit too many. Can we just have 2 for simplicity? I think we have a bit too many as an example. How do I delete a line? Uh-oh, I cannot delete a line. Yes, I can. Delete row, and then what do? I do submit. Okay. Let's do just baby, junior, adult, right? Which is already, I guess, is already enough as an example. Okay. So we have evolution stage 1, 20, 30. So here we need a 1, 20, 30. 1, 20, 30. I mean, all of this will be 30, right? No, sorry, no, I'm doing something stupid. No, it is exactly the opposite of what I wanted to do. So evolution stage should go here, eh? Evolution stage should not be in this file because we put it in evo abilities, right? So I need to drop this column, right? Yeah, I need to drop this column. So evo stage ID under pet abilities. I'm sorry, I got distracted a second by the guy trying to recover his password. I mean, his account. But I think we can do it. So I have to drop stage ID from here, right? Yes, I think I have to. So this will be why the Control C doesn't work here? It's so annoying. Alter table, pad abilities, drop column. Yep. So basically here we are removing. So this we need to do it for both, right? We need to do it from here. Let me see if I can do it in a sequel. Console 1. So if I go console 1, Pro 2. Why Control C, Control V is not working, bro? What is going on? I think that import of Visual Studio key map just fucked up my wall. Can I just restore default, please? Please. Please. Settings, key map. Can I just say whatever, Windows or yeah, exactly. Apply. Just I don't need any strange key maps. I just need to be able to copy paste, my friend. Okay, finally. Backspace. Okay, thank you. I don't know that. Okay, let me do this switch quickly so this guy can connect. Let me do this switch quickly. So we go this server, right? Okay, let me do this switch. So we need to SQL plus. And we need to select username from accounts where username equal to this to see if it exists. It doesn't exist, which is fantastic. So we will update accounts, set username equal to this, where username equal to the old email, which was this one. Okay. Okay, so this is done actually. You should request the password refresh here. You see, putting your name and last name on or anyway any recognizable feature helps, right? Because it helps recover old accounts, which is exactly what we did here. Let me just close that. Are you used to using a web-based console, which means backspace is a back page like in the browser? Maybe there is a shortcut. No, it's really that when this data grip started, he asked me to import the key maps, right? And he said, do you want to import the key maps from Visual Studio 22? And I said, no, I don't want. But he was continuously popping that up, and at the end I said yes. And so he imported something from Visual Studio 22, but I don't know what was it. Now resetting it to default finally kind of worked. So yeah, which is what we wanted, by the way. Okay. So the idea was, yeah, it's okay. I mean, we need to okay. So our ability ID is like this. Okay, this I like, actually. I don't know if I like the storage idea, but so our pet abilities now is only like this. There is a name, there is a description, there is a command, and there is the storage we're probably gonna remove. But anyway. And and we may add more stuff. Now we need to populate the Evo abilities though, right? Because we need for every evolution stage, right? And this could be maybe done on the web. But anyway, the baby stage, so we will have to do something like we will have to do something like 1, right? And I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 5, for example, right? Just as an example. At the moment, doesn't really matter much, right? It's just an example. We will then do the right ones later on. So 1, 2, 3, 5, right? So this is all at stage number 1. 1, 2, 3, 5, and then we say, I don't know, stage number 20. Stage number 20 is 6, 7, 8, 9. 6. Now, this is by race though, huh? So maybe I do only 6, 7. Right, I do only 6, 7 because maybe 8, 9 we do it only on the other pet, or 10 I can do on the other pet. Yeah, but they may be missing ones, by the way. They may be missing ones. There may be abilities that are not associated to any pet, which I think is okay. So there is adult, right? So it is 30. 30, right? And 30 we go 9, 10, 11, for example. We go 9. Now the problem is a bit visualizing it because it's yeah, I think I need then a query to just visualize it nicely, because like this is unreadable. It's humanly unreadable, right? 9, 10, 11, then maybe 12 we keep it for the next stage. No, it is already the last stage. Okay, and then we have this guy, Rivnak Adult, right, which is number 50. So we do 50, and for him we may have, for example, 1, 5, 9. 1, 5, 9. 1, 5, and 9. Now the mount and the eating food, I don't know if I want to have the mount as an ability, or if it's just, you know, the type of creature that can be mounted or not. I think having it as an ability, it could open the way to a prerequisite, right? So that you need to have a certain level of empathy to actually unlock a certain ability. At the moment, I think the level of empathy is probably on the evolution stage. Or not. No, it's not even here. I think at the moment we don't have any prerequisite, but it would be good to have some prerequisite, like that maybe your pet is ready to do something, but you don't have enough empathy with him. The problem is that the empathy is for you, not for your pet. I mean, empathy is generic. Is your ability to speak with an animal. I mean, to handle an animal. Which may be okay anyway. So if you manage to do it, you do it with all. Okay, so if we save this, right, and we now load this stuff in our new, so we now we need to make have the code, you know, be able to actually load that, because at the moment our current code is not capable of doing this. So at the moment there is one structure that is called pet evolution stage, and this one is including all the abilities for that particular evolution stage. Which should be okay, by the way. As long as the ability is a pointer, right? I think if it's a pointer, I think we are good. The only problem is they cannot be a pointer if it's a blueprint. If it's a blueprint property. Ay, 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 ay. I see. That's annoying. Maybe we can construct the evolution stage. That's kind of annoying, actually. ID, name, description, pet comments. So the first thing we need to do, we need to load this and keep it in a structure. And keep it in a structure that yeah, I think we will do this. I think I will have an array of pet abilities, which is called like all abilities or available abilities or defined ability or defined abilities or just abilities. Or all abilities, I think, is more clear. But this one, please, I want it as a pointer, right? So this will be all abilities available. All abilities available in the game. All pet abilities available. Right? So these all abilities sorry, this is obviously not here. This is inside pet manager, obviously. Okay. So that is inside pet manager. So pet manager will know pet manager will know how many abilities we have. Right, so it will be so these all abilities, we are going to load them up at the beginning, and I think we can load them before everything because right, and then here we load all the evolutions. Right. Oh, this music is super epic. Okay, the guy managed to log in, which is nice. So we saved another old player. His last login was 2008. Oh my god, 2008. Imagine in 20 years from now, if someone will come back and say, hey, I had an account in 2006, can you please? And I will say, yes, I can. Sorry, I'm a bit old. And so it will take me a few minutes to do it. But yes, I can recover your account. This was probably the only reason for me to make a baby, to actually pass him the plane shift database. Fuck. Still on time? I don't know. Okay, so we will load all the abilities. So we will do a select star from, right, pet abilities With no particular order. No, actually we want to, no, we don't, with no particular order. We don't care at all. We don't care about that. Do I need to have the, no, I don't think I need to have the thing, right? No. The semicolon? I don't think so. So this will be all abilities, right? Result set. And hopefully this will return something, right? Which is not 0. If it doesn't return something, well, if it doesn't return something, we just return false with an error, because yeah, I think we should return an error, by the way. But this is a very special case, right? So it will not really happen. Why everything here became like this? Because I have that. So yeah, so pretty much we do this, right? Pretty much we do this. So we cycle on all the abilities and we create we cycle on all abilities and we create ability ID, which is actually ID. Let me just double check, but I think that we are loading this table. No, this table, pet abilities, right? So we have an ID, a name, a description, a pet command. So can I copy the column name? Fantastic. So this one will be an F string and it will be, I think we have a get string or we have a get what? Yeah, get string. Get string name. And then we have description. In theory, we should have them here already, but fine. We're just going to redo it. It's fine. Because actually it was read in a different way, so it's fine. So we read that, we read this, we read the description. Well, in theory, they should have been already down here, right? Because we were putting them together. Let me see, huh? Ah, we were doing this actually. Very nice. This is probably a better idea, boys. Oh yes, this is a much better idea. That is a much better idea. Yeah, let's do it this way. 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 I think it's cleaner. Now it's definitely cleaner. Okay, so we add this. Yeah, so there was another. This actually should be called like result set or something. But, okay, so we add every ability that we read from the database in this format, which is our pet ability format, which is nice. And we put it in that array, which is actually keeping pointers to abilities so we can reuse them. And because in theory, if we have like 10 different type of pets, we don't want to, you know, duplicate all the abilities all the time, right? So I think that's why we need to have a pointer to it. So now that we did this, which is good, right? I don't know if we want to have kind of supporting table or not. No, I don't think so. I think we can just, because now this query changes completely, right? Because this query now is, I mean, we don't have any more to load the abilities this way. We just have to associate them, right? So associate abilities to this evolution stage, right? And so the only thing that we need to do, we need to search on abilities. Do we want to have a team map by ID? That would probably be the best. Instead of an array, so we don't have to for loop and we just do a find. I think would be probably better. Yeah. Let's do that. It is much better. Yeah, it's much better. Let's do a team. Let's have a team map of int and FP ability where the ID, where the int is the key is pet abilities.id, right? So that we have, so yeah, that's nicer, right? So we'll put ability ID and ability, yeah, so at least we have that. So we actually don't need any of this, which is fantastic. Yeah, we need the first one actually. Okay, so we load this and we have a T map. So now that we have a T map, it will be very easy here when we do the query, right? So now we have to query what? We have to query pet evolution, yes, and pet evo whatever, right? Pet evo ability. So this thing, right? I need the name, please. Copy. Path reference. Nothing. I need this name, bro. Copy. Meh. Okay. I will type it again. GG. Pet ability. Pet evo abilities. Pet evo abilities, right? Pet evo abilities, where evo ID is equal to abi dot where evo ID is equal to abi evo ID, I think it's called. Let me see. Evo ID, yeah. Evo ID, right? Order by Evo ID. Okay, fine. Fine. Now we need to do this for every. We need to do this for every Evo, though, right? Because if I do select, if I launch this select, right? What do I get? If I run this. Yeah, I have to run it this side, obviously, because on that side we don't have yet the abi ID. Yeah. Abi ID is called differently. It's called ability ID. It's called ability ID. And then ability name, actually, we don't have it. And we don't care for it at the moment. Okay, so this is what we get. So we get... Let me just delete this because it doesn't make any sense. We get ID 1, race ID 34, baby, scale, null mesh, okay. Ability evolution ID 1. Well, this is duplication, so in theory we don't need it. Did I do select star? Yeah, I mean... from Evo we need everything, right? From Evo we need everything, but From ability, we only need the ability ID. So it can be simplified a bit. Yeah, exactly. So we see that the baby evolution stage has 1, 2, 3, and 5. The junior stage has 6 and 7. The adult stage has this 3. And then there is another race, right? That is the Ribneck. Okay, I think like this it kind of works. Okay, so this query is good. This query is actually good, so we can substitute it to this one. Hello, it's the Hugo. What plugin you use for moving the text at the top? I think, let me see, that is what? This is the donations flag, the donation thingy. It's a donation ticker, so actually is done through Streamlabs, which is actually providing the scrolling thing already. So it's through Streamlabs. I just selected donation ticket, and then you can decide the speed at which but basically it's a web page. It's a web page that Streamlabs provides to you. So it's not really a plugin, but it's, let's say, in a Streamlabs setting on the dashboard. If you go Streamlabs dashboard on the website, you log in with your Twitch ID. There should be this. Okay, so here we load all the abilities, and here we load the evolution stages with related abilities, right? So this will do that. Now here, all this part of the code is the same. The only thing that we have to do differently is this one, right? We only have to associate. So in this case, we will do... Yeah, the only problem is, do I... yeah, I will have to copy though if we want to have it in the blueprint. I will have to copy, unfortunately. Bro, that's fine. We don't have a million pad. It's fine. I'm always thinking about optimizations, but sometimes I think I'm overdoing it. So it's okay. So because here what we will have to do, we will actually have to anyway copy that pointer into a normal array, because then we have to see it in blueprint. So the optimization is basically fucked up, but it's okay. So here we do all abilities find, right? And we will search for our ID, and the only thing that we need is what we extracted here, the ability ID, right? The ABI ID. So if we find it this way, wait, ABI ID is this, huh? Yeah. Can I also find this way? If I find this way, is it returning a pet ability, or is it returning what? Is it returning a pointer to a pointer, I think, huh? Yeah, exactly. It's only a pointer to a pointer. And if I do this, it's only returning a pointer. Yeah. And if I do this, is it able to... Do you think we are going to destroy it? Or is actually copying it properly as we wish? Does dereferencing a pointer through a T-map or whatever copy it properly or not? That's a good point. I think it should, right? So this will do a full copy, right, of this content, right? True. No. What do you mean? It should be yes. The value of the content is copied is not necessarily the case. No, I mean, this is not my case. No, not in a function call. These guys are not understanding the question. But anyway, I don't remember, but I think it does. So, because he has no other way, right? I mean, I don't think he cannot transform this into a pointer unless this is pointing to the same memory of. Oh my god. Well, you know what we can do? We can create a new one. Let's do this. Let's do a copy of this in GG. Let's do a copy of this in GG. Easy. Easy. We can do a full copy like this and GG. Easy. I think I'm doing something completely unnecessary by doing this, but I don't know. The one of you that know better can tell me. But definitely this will work 100%, so this is why I'm doing it. So I don't have to think about, you know, I don't have to think about anything. So because this will definitely copy the value one-to-one, right, into our thingy. I think the dereferencing there would do it, but I'm not 100% sure. But this is cleaner, right? It's just transforming that into the it's just copy. It's like a deep copy of a pointer into a non, because unfortunately we need it for this freaking blueprint stuff. So so what I'm doing, yes, okay, so this basically works now. Okay, so nowadays we have the ability, we can add the ability to the evolution stage, right? So this is basically creating the ability and associating to evolution stage, right? Which I think is good. Now I mean, we could test this part, but we could test this part. So what we did, we basically query all the abilities, and then we query all the evolution stages and the connection between evolution stages and abilities, populate the evolution stage, and then populate the ability. So in theory, the result should be the same as before, right? Should be the same as before, with the advantage that now we have it in two tables. And so we can expand our Evo ability as we wish, right? Okay, so now the point is, if I Let me try to compile this way and see what happens. But first, let me close the editor because I don't want any hot reload crazy things. I don't want any hot reload crazy things. Now, the work that we are doing is a bit of a foundational, you know, to the pet improvements. So it's not very exciting per se, but I think it will improve. Is building. Slowly but surely building. Wow, so long. So long. And failed. For this PCH memory that I don't understand what is it, I didn't solve it yet. If any of you can search or find a solution for this PCH memory error, it just pops up randomly, then you compile again and it works. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM and we are not using even half of it, so yeah, so it's definitely not memory, but okay, so if we go through this now, that is recompiled. Now, the only thing that we don't have, right, is the association by race. Because before we had it by race and now we don't have it by race. I mean, before we did not and now we have, right? So we need to think what is the best way. We have to think what is the best way. We can use the same technique, right? So if the race is changing, we change the race. But how do we store it? Because at the moment we are storing it inside evolution stages, right? But at this point, evolution stages is not good anymore. Because we need evolution stages by race, right? So this also needs to become a T-map of int evolution stage, right? Where the key is the race ID. right? Because we are organizing these things by race, right? So, what the hell? My keyboard reset. My keyboard reset for whatever reason. Okay, so now, so yeah, so we needed to be sure that we need to have current evolution 1. We need the first level to have ID 1. Oh my god. That's not very nice. Why we just don't read it from here? Anyway, I want to change code that it was. So inside one evolution state, inside this loop, right? We need also the race ID, right? And I think we can start from -1. Because we do it only when we change it. Yeah, but we could have done it with a -1 and then just excluded the -1 case. No? I think so. So if we start from -1 and then we go inside of this and we check only the case where current evo is different than, right? Hello? Current evo is different than -1 and current evo is different than evo ID, then it means that we are changing the evolution stage, right? So I think that this is useless. I mean, this is not needed. That's what I'm saying. Right? You can start with -1 and then go up. So in the same way, I hope so. I mean, I think so. In the same way, we can do the same for the race, right? So while we are going through the evolution stages, which is basically this list, right? When we go through these evolution stages, we also need to have the same race in order, right? So this thing needs to be ordered. Otherwise, well, we can order them by in the query if you want, right? So we can do order by race ID and evolution stage, right? So that probably would be the better idea. Yes, exactly. But I think it's already ordered like that, so I don't think it's really needed actually. But we can do it. So evolution stage race ID, right? So we order by Evo race ID and Evo ID. Then when we enter here, we do wait a second, because now this becomes a double check. Now this becomes a double check. I think I have to do it after this now, because the race, I mean, I still need to close the evolution and then I need to check if the right. So we'll do if race ID is different than -1 and race ID is different than my race ID. So I need anyway to read my race ID exactly in the same way. So this would be like, I don't know, current race or something. Current race ID. And this will read a race ID. I think is all connect. Yeah, doesn't have an underscore for whatever reason. So we can say if race ID is even one race ID is different than this, right? No, sorry, actually it's the opposite. It's exactly the opposite. This is the current. Yeah, exactly. That is the current, and that is the race ID of this particular guy. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the opposite. Anyway, I mean the concept is the same, but so if this happens, right? If this happens, then it's different than race ID, right? Then what do we do? Then basically we need to store the current race. Yeah. So we will have to do evolution stages, add, and we will have to add the race ID. Well, the current race ID and the current evolution stages, which actually needs to be another variable at this point, right? Because yeah, it needs to be another variable. So this evolution stage needs to become a TRA of, right? A TRA of this, right? Exactly like it was before. We can call it Evo stages. I mean, it's not really, but anyway. We can call it Evo stages. And so yes, now this is Evo stages. And why my keyboard is disconnecting? What the fuck is going on? Sometimes my keyboard just disconnects. So store new evolution stage, store a new store new evolution by race. Right. So this will be, yeah, the current race ID and this. Okay. No? Wait a second. Did I mess up the... Ah, yes, I did. I did. Okay. So now, yeah. So now our structure in theory. So when you switch this, right? What is this first element? I have no idea. First element equal to true. If first, because it's like creating the new object. Well, in theory, it is the first element when your current evolution stage is -1. No? Cannot we do it like this without using this additional variable? Because if your current evolution is -1, you are sure that you are the first element, right? And we can reset it when it's a new race. So we can say, I don't think this first element is really needed. I don't know, I'm changing the code a bit, but that's fine. Wait a second. Because if I put current evo equal to -1 here, it will reset, right, when it's going through. Can I do that? Can I say current evo equal to -1 here and remove the and remove this, and then say if current evo equal to -1, then do that, and so it basically restarting a new thing. And then current evo will be anyway set again. Will be set again where? We're not setting it, huh? Oh no, sorry, current evo ID. No, I cannot set it here. This will be the next evolution stage. No, I think I need the first element then. I cannot do it with one variable only. That's impossible. Because the first element is basically recreating the new evolution stage. And then we need, the problem is that we need the same for the race, because here is an indented structure. There are races, evolution stages, abilities, right? So it's 3 levels. So I think instead of first element, we need a first evo. Fuck. Can I... Okay. So we need first evo here, and then we need the first race. We need first race? No, I don't think so, because the races are... we only have one set. Right, but the only thing we need to do, we need that when a race is completed, so when the current race ID is different than the previous, we have to close... well, theory, this already happened, right? So we add evo stages to current race ID, and then we cycle again. Okay, let me see 1 second how it works, because I cannot simulate in my mind. It's too complex. It's not very complex, but it's easier to just follow it and see what happens. So in theory, we should enter here every time the current race is different than the previous race. And we need to have finished the evolution stages though. How do we know if we finished all the evolution stages? Well, because the race changed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this in theory should work. And then here we just add the last one. But basically the result of that will be a T-map with this piece as the key. Well, the race ID as the key, the evolution stages as component as an array, and the abilities as an array as a component of each evolution stage. Okay? So this is what we want basically. Did we check the marketplace already this month or no?